Are you tired of the 2011 Spinnin' Records big room sound, but you still worship Martin Garrix as the greatest dance music god of the millennium? Do you believe future house music is the greatest subgenre of house music to ever be conceived? Do you enjoy tunes that have more bounce than a kid with ADHD inside of Pump It Up? Would you commit horrible crimes in order to be able to experience Tomorrowland or Ultra Music Festival? Then I may have the perfect genre of music for you, you mainstream, Garrix-obsessed simpleton. So you may be asking yourself, Flowmotion, what in the name of Hardwell is a future bounce? And to answer that question billowed away in your mind behind the thought of when that new Kashmir pack is coming out, or how in the world to get past that download gate for a free FLP, Future Bounce is a subgenre of electronic dance music that takes cues from Future House and Melbourne Bounce to create an epic hybrid subgenre of the two, with big sidechain, punchy synths, and an offset bass that gives the final result more boing than an elementary school field trip to Sky Zone. The first inception of Future Bounce came on the final day of 2015 with Martin Garrix's release of Bouncy Bob, setting the stage for 2016 and beyond for Future Bounce to take over the EDM community. Artists to reference for this genre include Mike Williams, Mesto, Brooks, Curbi, RETROVISION, Martin Garrix, Justin Milo, and many more. So that's enough discussion of the backstory of Future Bounce. Let us get into the actual production of Future Bounce. Drums are absolutely critical in any dance music track. They provide the groove that keeps the dance floor moving. Y'all know that. So for Future Bounce specifically, you're going to want to get this exact kick. You're also going to want to get your hands on a clap that goes a little something like this. Directly after finding the two major steps in creating the beat of your track, we're going to want to add some more drums so it doesn't feel empty, like me on the inside. So you're going to want to add even more drum elements to fill up that mix and keep it interesting. Find yourself a quality hi-hat loop that'll get the groove going. If you're feeling extra kinky and you can handle another element to mix down, you can add a second hi-hat loop to make your drum pattern more wet. Perhaps even add some perks. And make sure to stereo pan them so you don't get stereo interference. And it also makes your mix slightly cleaner, like for breezing a porta potty at your little brother's pee-wee soccer game. It also helps that little bit to make the experience slightly above intolerable. I also got my hands on this little hi-hat to stock on top of the clap, as well as this little ride here. All together, your drums should sound a little something like this. For transitioning to different parts and to add more interest, I've added this tiny little drum fill. Did I program it? Fuck no, you think I have time for that? Look at Garrix's tour schedule. You think he has times to program his fills? Make sure you also get your hands on some downlifters. And perhaps a little bit of white noise to fill out that upper bit of the mix. And add a reverse cymbal sample for making transitions go from hilariously easy to creative mode easy. And for the build-up, open your epic Kashmir pack and pull out an epic build-up drum sequence and a riser, because I know damn well you aren't going to even bother programming your own build-up. we are finally done with drums. Let us move on to... Now for the actual elements of the track that provide the melodicness and the, bassness of the track, the synthesizers. Grab 4 chords and throw them into your generic piano VST. I picked G minor and threw this delicious chord progression into FL keys. I EQ'd that bad boy the slightest little bit and slapped a bit of octane track trivula. I don't know what it does, all I know is that it makes it very, very way more stronger. And for the actual bridge in the song, I used 2 instances of Serum that both individually sounded like this. And using the chords, I was able to construct a melody that would easily get trapped in a listener's head, and getting the listener into the groove. Remember to always stack the layers. I also threw in this nice little pad loop for a nice bit of ambience, and to make the mix thicker than my mama's flan pudding. In the drop, I used yet another instance of Serum, spicy preset because we're lazy DJs. And this specific Silent 1 preset, the 046 LD dance lead. You already know I routed it to a separate bus and slapped it with another octane track trivula, as well as a camel crusher and a blood overdrive to thicken it out. All the leads in the drop should sound like this together. But you thought we were done? Abso-heckin-lutely not, kind sir. We still have the bass line to worry about. Grab another bass preset and make sure it sounds a little something like this. And then make a bass melody that sounds a little something like this. I gave it OTT, sausage fattener, and a blood overdrive to make it heavenly thick. And never, ever, 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 ever forget the sub bass. I swear to God, if you copy this track and forget the sub bass, I will hunt you down to the end of the earth! And make sure to run every synth except the drums to a sidechain channel so they all duck on the drums to get that bounce style in effect. And that's pretty much it for synths. Let us move on to... Most future bounce songs have vocals, so you know damn well, bet your ass I scoured the internet for an epic house acapella, and it sounds a little something like this.
Will you let it go? Will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame. I know it doesn't feel right. Will you let it?
Directly after putting this into the project, I made a copy of it and put a vocodex on it to make it low and reverby to add even more atmosphere.
Will you let it go? Will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame. I know it doesn't feel right. Will you let it go?
And all together, the vocals add re-listenability and meaning to the song, making up for your lack of production otherwise. Mixing shouldn't be too hard, not too many elements going on, and make sure to master that boy nice and thick. Remember my broskies, if you ain't redlining, ya ain't headlining. And that, my friends, is how you make future bounce music. And here is what it should sound like.
Will you let it go? Will you hold it inside? It's hard to take